This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Andy Lee, former middleweight champion, here at the Joyce-Parker press conference ahead of the big heavyweight clash this Saturday on BT Sport Box Office. Andy, I know you've done a lot of interviews today, so I'm not going to keep you too long, but let me just start on a different note. As a trainer, I just wondered if you could touch on what you learnt from Emmanuel Stewart and how that's impacted your training methods.
It's hard to quantify, because I lived with Emmanuel for so long in those formative years of my life that it's hard to say what his influence. No, his influence massive. Outside of my parents, the biggest influence on my life. And but I also took a lot from Adam Booth, and I would say it's equal in terms of what I try to employ, 50-50. Emmanuel, definitely the mentality and the mindset, also the finesse and the setting up of knockouts and the emphasis on knockouts. But from Adam, also the technique, the ability to communicate with the fighters clearly, and just the technique, and also a lot of the things Adam used to do with me through conditioning and from a conditional aspect of boxing, but also how you think as well. Yeah, take both things from both men. But also, like, I've worked with, obviously, Sugar Hill was all those years with Emmanuel, Sugar Hill was my coach for a long time. Joey Gamache. Before that, as an amateur, Zora Antia, the great Georgian coach, Nicholas Cruz, the Cuban coach, Billy Walsh, the Irish coach, and back to my days in Repton and St. Francis. You draw on all your experiences, and also your own experience as a fighter. Because there's theoretical experience, but then there's practical experience. And to know what it is to go in there, know what it is, how you're feeling when you fight. You'll always fall back on your own experiences.
Was that something you looked at when you started training Joseph, to maybe look at a slightly more aggressive style, and is that what do you think we've seen under your guidance?
I think it's been a natural progression, because when as Joe's improved, his confidence has grown. And he wants to be more aggressive. He doesn't want to have to run and back up from anybody. He wants to be the big puncher. He wants, as I said to him after the last fight, isn't it good to feel how excited people are about you again? They want to see excitement, and Joe is now an exciting fighter.
I wanted to ask you about the weekend's fight, Canelo and Golovkin. Obviously, most people had it slightly one-sided, I guess, for at least the first 8 rounds for Canelo. Golovkin came slightly back to it. Going forward, what do you think is the plan for both? If Canelo takes the Bivol rematch, is that a wise idea, and Golovkin continuing?
Yeah, I was surprised with Golovkin didn't take more out of the Bivol fight, because Bivol did, like, Canelo feints a lot and presses and feints, and when he relies on you to bite in those feints to get his punches off. All Bivol did was have a passive defense, keep his hands closed, and he didn't. When he allowed, well, being the big man, he was able to take the punches more, especially on the arms and shoulders. But he allowed Canelo to punch and get tired, and then he started to work with a jab. And anytime Canelo came forward, he would simply back up with his hands up and get off the ropes every time. Simply turn off the ropes. Anytime he touched the ropes, he turned off. Golovkin was trying to compete and trying to feint with Canelo, and he was picking there. He was biting on every feint. He was falling for every feint. And I heard Lomachenko say, well, maybe Golovkin had a bad hand because he didn't throw the right hand at all in the fight. Both still both great fighters. Two of the best of, two Hall of Fame fighters. So 2 great champions.
Do you think Bivol rematch would be a good idea for Canelo? I know you said he had some time off.
I don't know. I think Canelo can win the rematch. I think February not that he looked past him. He was golfing this week of the fight, playing golf, and I don't think he had the respect that he needed in terms of using his jab, setting up his attacks, and he was punching hard because he could. He wasn't disciplined with his punching and got tired. So I think Canelo can definitely win the rematch with steps.
Final final couple of questions. Anthony Joshua accepted terms to face Tyson Fury. We're waiting to see how this whole thing plays out. Obviously, your team Fury, but what do you think of Joshua coming off 2 losses and taking a fight against Fury?
Great. If he's serious, great. What better way? What are you in the game for than to fight for big fights, win titles, and make money? He's made money. He's had big fights, but now he needs a title, and this is a direct route back. One fight instead of going around the houses fighting 3 or 4 of the top heavyweights. Because in this sport, any one of them, any one punch can knock you out, especially at heavyweight. So why not go straight for Tyson? He's always fancied the fight. Says he thinks he can beat him, and why not? And I applaud him for doing it.
And finally, got Conor Benn and Eubank Jr in a couple of weeks' time. How do you see this fight playing out?
I keep going back and forth. Very interesting fight, an intriguing fight, and it depends how the weight cut affects Eubank. But Ben is an exciting fighter. Explosive. Yeah, a very exciting fighter. If the weight cut hasn't taken too much out of Eubank, I'd probably favour him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Conor Benn. Weight trained Eubank against a powerful, full up Conor Benn. It's a good fight. It's a good fight, and I don't know who's going to win, but I wish both men the best of luck.
Brilliant, Andy Lee. Thanks for talking to Pro Boxing Fans.